Hi, can you hear me? Check. Oh, sorry. I was trying to say, as I was continuing, hi, I'm voice coach Jessica Neighbor. You're probably getting way too familiar with Zoom these days. Well, fortunately for you, I'm a voice coach who's been working with Zoom for a few years now, coaching international students, and I've got a few tricks for you to help you sustain your voice throughout all your meetings, to help you warm up in a quick 3-minute warm up before you jump on that first early bird morning meeting, and to just help you navigate how often you're going to be using your voice nowadays while we're all social distancing.
So I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to walk you through a few tried and true things to make your life easier as you're using your voice like you may have never used it before in back-to-back Zoom meetings. As a voice coach, it's my job to pace my speaker clients, my singer clients, to really make them have a sustainable vocal instrument. So you're going to need to treat your voice just like you would your computer. It's another really important piece, a key piece in how you're gonna do your business now. So a few key things that you need to keep in mind are how to warm up your voice, how to maintain your voice throughout your meetings, and how to listen for those red flag signs when your voice has had enough so that you can avoid doing any permanent vocal damage. So let's get into the first step, which is all about how to warm up your voice. I'm gonna walk you through a couple of simple warm-ups that are gonna make you feel so much better when you click on that Zoom meeting, all right? So before you jump on your first meeting of the day, go ahead and do a couple of these things. First, neck stretches. Give yourself a couple of easy neck rolls. This is one of my favorites, where you touch your shoulder and you lean the opposite direction. And I also like taking my hand behind my head and giving it just a gentle stretch. But notice if your shoulders are starting to lift and if you're starting to feel really tight up here, that's going to impact your voice, your speaking voice. We don't want a lot of tension. So all the more reason to not have a lot of tension in this day and age. I know it's a lot to ask with social distancing, but it's going to make a real big difference. A couple of shoulder rolls always feel great too. Now, I want you to check in with your breathing support, because a lot of us will start to throat our speaking. We're not taking enough breath and supporting our voice. I recommend you put your hands on your stomach, take a good breath in, and notice how your abs are actually supporting your lungs to expel the air up and through your windpipe where your vocal folds live, to then express your voice. So we need to really be mindful that we're having good posture, sitting upright in our seats, and that we're taking good, deep belly breaths to fully support our speaking voice. And keep in mind that you don't want to speak too quickly. It's important to be clear, to enunciate, and to take your time when you're speaking. We process the spoken voice a lot slower than we do when we're reading. So we need to make sure that we're being clear, that we're speaking at a pace that people are going to understand, and that we continue to resupply with air so we're not starting to strain our voice. Make sure you don't get into the turtleneck problem where we're sticking our head out. Make sure your head is nice and balanced on top of your spine by giving yourself a little bobblehead. And when you come up to that good upright position, it's going to help you a lot. I really recommend that you have your laptop or your phone at eye-to-eye level. It'll make you a much more successful communicator. It'll make them feel like you're in the room with whoever it is you're talking to. And it'll also give you a great baseline for your posture and alignment. If we're looking up or we're looking down, it's hard for us to gauge our actual alignment. Another quick thing you can do are a couple of face isolation warm-ups. So let's do those together. I like to walk everyone through some face warm-ups with a big wide face. We call this our lion. And then a lemon face, lion and lemon. And then pull everything from side to side. Try a couple of lip trills with me. And if those are hard for you to do, pa 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 on a pa works just as fine. Same thing with tongue trills. And then with a ta 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 ta. Why we do these are because our mouth and our tongue and our jaw are our articulators for our vocal instrument. So the more warmed up they are, the more they are going to work for you. A couple of other key things once you feel good and warmed up before you click on to your Zoom meeting is to make sure that you have good sound. Check your audio. I do recommend an external microphone of some sort. It's just such a better quality sound. I have a Singer mic, which is the Blue Yeti. I love my Blue Yeti for recording, but you can find other sources of microphones, headsets, even AirPods that have a little mic into them. But I do think it makes a difference, and you won't find yourself feeling like you have to talk as loudly, which again is working too hard. The other thing that you should definitely have nearby is your water bottle. And I'm not talking about a little tiny glass of water. I'm talking about a big water bottle that you make sure you drink. This is what I assign my singers to do every day, is they fill up a water bottle that's 64 ounces and they drink that water all day long. You're getting hydrated, you're gonna feel better, and your voice will thank you for it. Without hydration, your voice is gonna give up on you halfway through your meetings and you're not gonna have a voice left.
So my point that I'm trying to make in the way we collaborate, excuse me just a second. Anyways, so
the other couple of really easy tricks you can do are to be clear to enunciate. When you're speaking and you're looking at yourself in Zoom, besides going, oh my gosh, my hair, and is that what I look like, and I want you to mark how much you're enunciating by checking to see if you have at least a finger space or two on your bigger vowels. If you're talking and all we see is teeth or all we see is lips, you are not enunciating enough. It is time for you to release that lower jaw that is what we also use when we are speaking. So make sure that you're opening up. We're all going to come out of this such better enunciators at the end of the day. It also makes you a clearer speaker. So when I'm coaching people for their public speaking, this is one of the most essential things, is that you're confident and you're getting your point across in a clear manner. So enunciating is going to help you in your meetings, both for your basic vocal instrument and for what it is you're trying to get across and achieve.
So as I was saying, what? I'm sorry, you can't hear me? Why? I'm speaking really clearly. What can't you understand? What? You can't hear me either? None of you can hear me? Are you sure you're not muted? What's wrong? What's wrong?
We're reading each other's lips. That's human nature. And when we're not reading each other's lips, we're looking at each other's eyes. So if you have dead eyes, there's nothing to engage your listener. So use your eyes. It also actually brightens your whole vocal tone and makes you a much more interesting speaker. And on that note, I want you to take a moment to think about your pitch. A lot of us tend to fall into the lower end of our pitch. And if you notice that you're someone who starts to talk down at the end of your sentences and even fall into your glottal fry zone, then you want to lift your pitch up just a little. We're not talking Minnie Mouse, but we're talking to a comfortable medium range pitch where you can maintain a sing-song tone without falling into the vocal fry zone. That is gonna fry your voice faster than most other things. So make sure to keep your pitch up, make sure to keep it sustainable, and it will be so much more enjoyable for you to speak that way and for everyone to listen to you.
So, hi again. This is my 8th meeting today. Oh God, give me strength. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I have nothing left to say. Can I just hear your ideas, please? I don't know. I have nothing left.
Finally, if you are enjoying some of these tips, I do have a full course that you could really benefit from. It is called your How to Sing Better with 7 private singing lessons with me. I've included the link below. That gives you an entire vocal warm-up routine with lots of breath exercises, jaw release things that public speakers and singers alike can use. But in the meantime, these tried and true steps that I just gave you are gonna make such a difference. I recommend you do these first thing before your meeting, and I recommend you also do them about halfway through your meetings, just to do a body scan and a check to make sure that your vocal instrument is gonna keep up with you. And finally, my sort of word of caution is listen to your voice. Just like an instrument, just like a physical instrument, it's gonna have its limit. I want you to think of it like a battery, and it can only be charged up for so long. So try to pace your meetings, try to not talk in between them, and after a big full day of meetings, give yourself some downtime. Your voice only has so much charge in it. I remember interviewing a speech pathologist at a hospital, and he was talking about how crucial it is for us to recognize that our voice is not the Energizer Bunny. It does start to deplete as our day wears on, and we need to honor that. So you can be very mindful of how you book your meetings, how you pace your voice, using hydration, some easy steam treatments, and pacing yourself. And you can also always tune into being a better listener than always having to talk in your meetings. Well, I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about this, and this will absolutely make a difference for you in your Zoom meetings. Your coworkers will not know what happened to you, but they'll be like, what's going on? And it should be just a much more enjoyable way for you to carry on in our new reality of Zooming to one another. All right, guys, take care.
Anyways, yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's just been really weird. It's like I've had 10 meetings today. I don't know what's happening. It's just weird today. I'm gonna sign off, guys. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.